We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
It's pretty sad that we've reached a point where the president has to turn basic biology into law. Just goes to show how much we've regressed as a society. But I'm glad this woke nonsense is finally being destroyed. And you know the woke leftists are having a meltdown.
I was just walking down the street to go get my medication because I'm out and I need it for today. And I saw a woman walking her two kids, and she had this look on her face. And I looked at her, we made eye contact, and we both kind of nodded. Like we were both just devastated. And you could just tell in her eyes.
And the Oscar goes to whoever the hell she is. The alphabet community keeps acting like it's 1941 and Trump's about to round them up and toss them into camp.
We have some major news. Donald Trump and his administration just shut down reproductiverights.gov, which was a government website that provided information and resources to women who were seeking reproductive care. If you go to the website now, reproductiverights.gov, it just says Safari can't find the server and it can't open the page whatsoever. I tried to look it up myself and it says Safari can't open the page because the server can't be found. Look, let's call it what it is. This is an assault on women's reproductive rights. Donald Trump has spent every moment that he's been in politics undermining women and their access to reproductive care. And this is no different. Donald Trump is deliberately and intentionally making it significantly more difficult for women who want reproductive care to get that necessary care. Donald Trump was never going to protect women's rights. And even day one of his second term, he's just chipping away at it. It's absolutely insane.
Harry Sisson seems pretty concerned about women's rights. But how can you defend women's rights if you struggle to identify what the two genders are?
Do you think there should be more than two genders in America?
Yeah, I don't know what that executive order means. I don't know what the president declared.
It means there are two genders, male and female. Do you disagree with that?
How many genders are there, Harry?
Yeah,
come on, little guy. How many genders are there?
Again, these guys don't know what they're talking about, so they won't be able
Harry,
to answer.
how many genders are there?
How many genders are there, Harry?
How many genders are there?
What's the legal? I'm gonna use Joe Biden's answers. At least two. At least two. That satisfies.
Well, how
the
many
little
more
praise you guys
other than
got going
male,
up in there.
female?
That's a TikTok answer.
No, there's at least two.
Yeah.
There's at least two.
Well, no, hang on. There's male and female.
Kid is like human brain
Donald
rot.
Trump says there's male and female. There are two.
Okay, Dave.
How many
Russian
more
Reuben, come
are
on
there
now.
after male and female, Harry?
There's at least two. Now, anyway, let me get back to what
at
I was
least
saying.
How many
two?
more are there?
What are the other ones?
There's at least two.
At least two! Poor Harry still hasn't grown up and learned simple anatomy.
What is your gender? My gender? I'm a mechanic. Mechanic. That is your gender, yeah.
How many genders are there? Well, at this day and age, there's multiple genders. You pretty much can be whatever you want to be. But what I have thought about and have come to discover that 100 years from now, when we're all in the grave and some archaeologists come and dig us up, you're either going to be a man or you're going to be a woman. So I have to say two.
As a trans person myself, like, the thoughts of my rights in the future being, threatened is something that's scary. Yeah, I'm not excited for the next 4 years.
How do you feel about Trump being inaugurated for his second term today?
I think, in total, it is a terrifying thing to happen in the United States. I think it is a bit disgusting that we've allowed a felon into office and someone who is so hateful towards people of color, towards people who are queer, and just towards women, towards people who deserve to have rights in America.
All of this, people keep talking about their rights like they won't be treated like human beings and have the exact same right as everybody else. And if they all believe in equality so much, why do they think like they deserve special treatments?
Hey guys, everything feels really out of control and scary, and I'm really anxious. Elon Musk, did a Nazi salute for some reason. That's so scary. And Donald Trump's the president, and that's so scary. And He basically admitted to voter fraud, but we're all just kind of glossing over that. Also, if you look up, this is random, if you look up right now in the search bar on TikTok, the Taylor Swift song, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, it's all, like, for me at least, I'll show you. It's all, like, replaced with woman, question mark. Like, what is about to happen? Like, I have, like, such, like, impending doom and fear. And, like, what is about to happen?
An adult woman with a Twilight shirt, Taylor Swift fan, and weird colored hair. What else couldn't go wrong? I would advise to get a cat because no sane man is touching that.
The craziest thing about watching the election from outside America is realizing that Americans actually do want fascism. We are going back. You love to claim that you're freedom fighters, you love freedom, land of the free, home of the brave. Bullshit. Because 71 million of you voted against all of that. You voted against freedom for yourselves, for immigrants, for women, for queer people, for Ukraine, for Gaza. I feel like an idiot for believing that empathy and common sense might just beat out hatred and bigotry. Just this one time. But we have to remember that hatred won this election. It didn't win overall.
Freedom isn't censorship. It doesn't mean throwing parents in jail for not agreeing to gender-affirming care for their underage kid. And it definitely doesn't mean calling anyone who doesn't agree with you delusions as homophobes.
Is Trump right that there's only two genders? And should we just categorically acknowledge that here, do you think?
I mean, yeah, it's just basic science in my head. I know some people disagree very strongly, but there's a man and a woman. It's as simple as that. Everything else is mental illness.
As simple as that.
Everything else is mental illness.
Trans people have existed for as long as human history.
I'm sure they think they have. Do you know how much we spend on education in this country a year?
I have no idea, actually.
Like hundreds of billions. And yet your kid will come out of school and being like, oh, I don't know how many.
I don't understand why a Republican government that is supposed to keep its nose out of people's, a small government to keep out of people's bedrooms, now thinks it's going to be so small and nimble that it's going to go inside people's brains.
Okay, so the problem was,
do you know why?
the previous government had made all these genders available, which was creating this massive bureaucry.
Why can't you just let people get on with their lives?
Let me explain to you.
You don't have to agree with it.
Let me explain to you why this is an important stance. Because of this transgender ideology nonsense, you have enabled a space where biological men, regardless of their intentions, have been able to legally and personally come into the spaces of women that we have fought for decades to protect ourselves from. I'm sorry if you think that you're a man, woman, tree, fox, or pizza. You do not get the right to enter a space that is not correspondent with your biological sex.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. There's only two genders now, as decreed by President of the United States, Donald Jamarcus Trump. He said there's only two genders. Well, we got to take them all away. We got to take away a gender, all the other ones. We got to take away everything. There's only two. So there's only two. So if you are a trans woman or a trans man, well, now you're just a man, or now you're just a woman. So you can't be a trans man anymore. You're just a man. You can't be a trans woman. You're just a woman now. And since there's only two, that means you have the possibility of being both now. So I guess that technically makes it three. Well,
to our non-binary and trans followers, I just want you to know that this is a safe space for you. You are welcome here. You are seen here. And our president does not reflect how I feel about you and a large majority of people feel about you. Don't let that little orange buffoon make you feel less than. You are loved, you are worthy of life, and I am so sorry that we have to live in a time where there is so much hatred that someone can get up on stage and make it a point on their first day of presidency to say something so fucking stupid as that.
Huge news coming out from the White House. Donald Trump has just signed an executive order declaring that men do not exist, and that anyone claiming to be a man is in fact a transgender person. So in case you missed it, Donald Trump signed a slew of executive orders on his first day back in office. One of the executive orders that he signed was explicitly targeting trans people. But as Jessica Valenti pointed out, they also snuck in a little bit of extra spice into that executive order, declaring fetal personhood. In the order, Donald Trump declares that female means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the large reproductive cell, and that male means a person belonging at conception to the sex that produces the small reproductive cell. However, as anyone who has ever taken a basic biology class or advanced past the 6th grade hopefully is aware of, all human embryos start life as females. And it isn't until sometime in the second month of gestation that a fetus begins to differentiate and either continue developing as a female or begin developing as a male.
The woke left keeps making stuff up. A quick Google search would disprove her claim, as study shows that the sex of a baby is determined by its chromosome makeup at conception. An embryo with 2 X chromosomes will become a girl, while an embryo with an XY combination results in a boy. So try again.
I am a transgender woman. One day, I will become president. And when that day comes, I will use my political power to ensure that no one is left behind and that everyone will have the path to succeed. I am a transgender woman. And one day, I will become a billionaire.
Please save us from the "I have a dream" speech. That day is never coming. In other news, Coast Guard Commandant Linda Fagan was just terminated for prioritizing DEI ahead of border security.
We currently have nearly 40% women enrolled at the Coast Guard Academy. I'm really excited about the talent and the diversity that I see coming through the academy. My daughter is in the Coast Guard as a lieutenant, and there is just nothing but opportunity for her and all of the men and women that have joined the service. I'm really excited about the future as we look ahead.
You're fired. Get the hell out of here. You're fired.
In fact, in the next 60 days, Frederick agencies must terminate DEI officers, positions, and programs. So expect to see a lot of these donuts in the military that are only there to tick boxes and get the booze too.